Time to go to the shop. Time to go to the store. When I bought my house 14 years ago, I replaced all the locking doorknobs and installed double deadbolts. A double deadbolt requires a key to unlock it from either side, the idea being that a thief may come in through a window, but he's going back out through that window too. It used to be that when you bought a replacement door lock, you had to have a locksmith make it work with your existing house key. Not anymore because of a nifty feature called smartkey. I love how Lady Car hugs the corners. Okay, let's get this stuff separated out and see what we've got here. This is for the folks who don't read those other two papers. That brass piece is important though, we don't want to lose it. Installation instructions. Smart key instructions. The faceplate mounts on the door jamb facing the lock. It's what the deadbolt slides into. We won't need it or its mounting screws because the original is already in place and good as new. The deadbolt slides into the door from the side and is held in place by two wood screws. The two cylinders are not interchangeable. Screws go through one of them and into the other to hold everything together. You want the screws facing inside, not outside where a burglar can get to them. Another difference is that the exterior cylinder has a female connector. The interior cylinder has a male connector that has to be fitted inside the other as the two are joined together. There are two long slotted screws that go through the assembly to hold it together. They're made such that a smaller Phillips screw fits into the head of each one. There are two sets of these smaller screws. One is a regular Phillips, the other is irreversible. In other words, once it's in, you won't get it back out. But hey, neither will a burglar. It's your choice which ones to use. Here are the slotted heads of the long screws. Here's one of the smaller Phillips screws. I made a couple of shims to help hold the door. They didn't help much. This is the inside of the door where the screws are. The other side used to be a garage before it became a shop. Two little Phillips screws and a plate. Being able to take this lock off the door could be helpful in your deciding whether to use the irreversible screws or not. Now a slotted screwdriver for the two long screws. And here is the reason I'm replacing this lock. Now to take the deadbolt out of the side of the door. Those screws are longer than the ones that came with the new lock. I'll use them to put the new deadbolt in. Here's the new one. Notice that it has the word up stamped on both sides. Pay attention to it. It knows what it's talking about. Here's the interior cylinder. Take its insides out. That plate that we took off with the Phillips screws is fitted on this and has a little slip of paper behind it that we need to take off. Leave the plate off while you insert the long slotted screws through this cylinder, through the deadbolt, and into the exterior cylinder on the other side. At this point, you will need about 5 hands to get everything going. You need to hold the exterior cylinder to the door so it doesn't fall. Turn it until its female connector fits through the hole in the middle of the deadbolt. Fit the male connector on the interior cylinder into the female connector and get the long screws through the deadbolt and started in the screw holes in the exterior cylinder, all at the same time. You will not accomplish this on the first try. As all the action takes place inside that hole in the door, I couldn't get it on video anyway, so I have mercifully saved us the pain of having to watch me do it. Oh yeah, don't forget the plate. Test the deadbolt to make sure it slides freely out and in. If not, you need to reposition the cylinders slightly. Now for the smart key, you'll need the new key, your house key, and that odd-shaped brass tool we saw earlier. That tool is going to fit into this small slot in one of the cylinders. Insert the new key that came with the lock into the keyhole. Then turn it 90 degrees to the right to a horizontal position. Now insert the small end of the brass tool into the slot. Push it in as far as it will go. Now pull the tool back out. Keeping the new key in its horizontal position, pull it out of the keyhole. It's important not to turn it when you do this. Now insert your house key in the keyhole. Turn the house key 90 degrees to the left into a vertical position. Do not take the house key out at this point. Turn it back 90 degrees to the right again to the horizontal position. Now try to remove the house key from the keyhole by pulling it out. Don't turn it while doing this. If the key will not come out, then you've successfully made the switch and the house key now operates the lock. Just to be sure, try to use the new key, the one that came with the lock. You should not be able to turn the lock with it. Now it's time to go to the shop.